Connecting Streams vision is society's marginalized and the church transformed together by Jesus. His heart for marginalized people and building his kingdom is a global vision. It's not just Edmonton, it's not just Canada, but it's global and around the world. And I've often reflected why society is marginalized. Why is God calling us to that? But I really believe that it reflects actually his heart and the gospel. When you think of where people are at, whether they're in long-term care or they're in the inner city and they can't get out of their addictions, or they're in prison, covered, feeling ashamed, whether they're foreigners among us, new Canadians to Canada, the gospel is for them. When I was at the Fort Prison the other night, when this man had given his testimony of how he's being changed and he's now leading his fellow inmates, they led us in a singing time and they actually performed for us, and they were singing that song, Savior, He Can Move the Mountains. Our God is mighty to save. And they said it was their favorite. And then he said, looking at his fellow inmates, he said, if God can change us, he can change the world. Whether you need forgiveness or deliverance and freedom, that reconciled relationship with God, whether you don't feel like you belong, the Lord is actually calling us all home to a relationship with him. It's not that we just go and share the gospel, but he wants us to actually experience it and be transformed ourselves. And when the volunteers go, and that's been the heart from the very beginning, that when they go, that they're transformed, that they come to new levels of maturity and surrender and character and growth and development. There's something about mutual transformation, and that the Lord wants to change us. And why? Because that's actually an expression of his heart as well. So I want to pass on God's invitation to you. And I say it's God's invitation because it's really not Connecting Streams' invitation. He's calling all of us. It's his call on our lives. It's his invitation to join him in reaching society's marginalized. And I know that you will be transformed in the process.